Researchers say 250,000 slaves were here in Kentucky. For Black History Month, the Frazier Museum hosted an event called Find My People. An organization called Reckoning, Inc. has been working since 2019 to learn the stories of those slaves. Wave News reporter Marissa Burke shares more about this chapter in Louisville history.
Researchers with Reckoning, Inc. have made it their mission to tell the forgotten history of slavery in the Bluegrass State.
Their story really hasn't been told very well by historians in Kentucky.
Dan Gittiman, the executive director of Reckoning, Inc., says some people think that there's little information from the time periods involving slavery. But according to him, that's not true. 1870 was the first time the US Census included first and last names of formerly enslaved people. But we only know a little about them.
And it's really only been in the past few years that people are starting to really dig deeply into the primary source documents about slavery in Kentucky.
Gittiman's organization unites the past with the present. Reckoning, Inc. uses old files like census records, court reports, and church documents to learn more about those who were enslaved in the Commonwealth. The organization also connects those records to their descendants. Together, Gittiman believes it helps people understand what's happening in today's society.
From what's happening on the streets of Louisville today to go back 200 years to see what was happening on the streets of Louisville back then with slave patrols who were given carte blanche if they ever saw a black person on the street to ask them for their papers, and if they didn't have them, to give them lashes from a whip right there on the street, right on the spot.
There are still questions about the development of Louisville and the black community. Gittiman says you have to look at the past to get those answers.
Why do most black people live in the West End? Well, that's not by accident. That's by design. Why do black people make less money? Why do black people have poorer health outcomes? There's different ways of answering those questions over the years, and a lot of white people think, well, it's just sort of the way it is. Well, it isn't just the way it is. It's the way it was sort of intended to be. There were people who made decisions.
Gittiman hopes his research helps more people better understand life today in Louisville, Kentucky, and America. Reporting, Marissa Burke, Wave News.